right, we ready?
Yeah.
Ready as we're gonna get.
I'm sorry.
Well, now I'm taking a drink.
Right?
Okay. Hello, lore heads, and welcome to the League, exploring the League of Legends lore from A to Z. My name is Rebecca.
And I'm John.
My name is Mark.
Today we're talking about the Troll King, Trundle, who was released December 1st, 2010.
Yeah. Though
Yeah.
known as we know him now.
That's true.
No, he was very different then.
When did his
guess.
rework happen? I forgot to look it up for this episode. I don't know why. I forgot. Because it was at the forefront of my brain the whole time. Because I remember people being really mad about it.
Oh, really?
I think the lore changes. When we talk about old lore, we can talk about that. But
Oh, interesting. I'm excited to hear his old lore. I'm not seeing anything right now.
You're not excited to hear his old lore.
Oh,
No.
Was he a pervert?
Well, no, it's just, for those who don't know, Rebecca's feeling a little sick today.
Oh,
She's got
I
a
feel horrible.
little upset tummy, and even the new lore was upsetting. So,
I mean, I read it before I was sick, so that was fine. It was just, in thinking about it, I almost vomited.
yeah.
It's pretty gross.
The amount of times that they reference his own flesh sloughing off of him is worrying.
sure. Yeah, that's a good way of
Neato.
yeah, worrying. Yeah.
I'm concerned, Trundle. I know you're a troll, but
You okay, buddy?
So,
How you
what is-
doing?
Burn batter. That's my impression. That's one of his quotes.
Oh, okay.
It's not. What does he sound like?
He sounds like Seth Rogen to me a little bit. He sounds like I'm Troll King, Troll Jury, and Execution Troll. Something like that.
yeah, the little quotes John have written down. That's a good one. Do you want to do the first or the second, honey?
I'm good for either. Follow your heart.
Okay. Trollmacia! I can't do a troll voice very well.
It's all right, Clubbums. We'll get to smashing soon.
Nice.
Which I feel like, is that from like an old line or something? Because that's not the name of his weapon anymore. It's not
Actually,
Right.
not the
Clubbums.
name of his weapon.
Well, I wonder if it's his name, because his weapon's name has like an official title that was like passed down, but maybe that's just what he calls it.
Oh, sure. Okay, I get that. I'm fine with that. Like, that's like
That's
their
his
bedroom
pet
name.
Oh, that's his bedroom name. Yeah. Yeah.
That's fine. Sweet.
Well, on the universe page, he just has a bio and a short story, and then some artwork and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very straightforward.
Not a ton.
Mm-hmm.
He's a simple guy.
And he's a simple guy.
He's a
simple
simple
troll
troll.
in a simple
I
world.
guess compared to the trolls, he's not a simple troll.
That
He's
is
the most
true.
complex of all the trolls. The smartest of them all.
He's the Stephen Hawking of the trolls. So he's like not the dumbest guy you've ever met, right? Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah, it's a low bar, but by golly, does he clear it?
sure.
I did not think conversations between trolls was going to be so fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
mostly the short story, I guess.
We
The
bios
bio.
by Lori Golding.
Okay.
oh.
It's another no notes week. You know how I roll. As I'm trying to speed read the lore while chasing my toddler around. It's just how I read his lore yesterday. God, Trundle was a not so normal troll, I guess, in the Freljord. He was smart troll. Big troll, not too big, not too small troll, but smart troll.
Just right, troll.
Just right troll.
The Goldilocks troll,
Genuine.
as we call them.
This is not going to be good. I genuinely
Trollylocks.
don't remember
Sorry.
his fucking
Did you?
Trollylocks. Okay, I do remember in the beginning when he was younger, their chieftain, I guess, had gotten a lot of them killed. It was a really, really rough winter. He's a southern troll where it's nice and toasty warm, but it's still, freezing. Still the Freljord. But yeah, it was a bad winter. They were having a tough go, and they had like raided. Were they just humans, like people? They raided.
I think so.
Some
Yeah.
people.
Sounds like it.
And lost a lot of trolls there, but did get some food. And then the chieftain was like, well, go back, and then they'll really fear us. And Trundle was like, hey, actually,
Sir, excuse me,
excuse me, sir. They don't have anything, so we're just all gonna we're all gonna die again. Come back next year when they've like resupplied, and we'll actually have something to take. And the chieftain was like, fuck you, Trundle, and beat the crap out of him and threw him out into the world.
This was straight up that boardroom meme.
Oh, it
yeah.
was. You're right. They just kick him out.
How do we get food? Take it from the people we just took it from? Pillage the lands we just destroyed? I don't know. Wait for more food to grow.
Kick him off. Well, I love it because all the other trolls, like, they can't even conceptualize what he's trying to say. They're like, what's wrong with
know. They're
Trundle?
like, what?
Is he an idiot?
He doesn't want to go kill
he a
Doing
people.
his
coward?
stupid talk again.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's idiocracy, guys.
Yes.
It really is. And he's, what's his name? He's Luke Wilson in Idiocracy.
Not sure, yeah.
I can't eat a bacon.
Not sure.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, man. That's great. Anyway, I don't really... What did anything happen between him and meeting Lissandra? Was he just kind of wandering?
He's
Just kind of wandering.
He was wandering, yeah, finding food, surviving on his own, and then he found these weird caverns, like, that went under, so he's just climbing down them, and he's like, I don't know, this clearly isn't, like, oh no, that's the story when he's thinking about how they're not man-made, but they didn't make them. Anyway, they're void caverns. But he goes down and down and down, and eventually meets Lissandra, who's like, how the fuck did you get here?
I just kind of walked.
I just
Remember that
walked
whole
here.
thing where your people climb down the howling abyss once a year to check on the void? Well, there's a crack over there. You can just walk down.
Just
There's
walk
this
down it,
elevator.
man.
It says
It's easy.
Lissandra
Right?
only, but I don't know what that means, so...
Yeah, so Lissandra's like, I see big things for you, troll, or something. I don't know. She tells him that he's Iceborn, which is special, and I don't know if they don't mention if there's been other Iceborn trolls or anything like that, or if this is unique.
I think he would. Well, I don't know if now there are more, but I know at the time he was the first, I think, confirmed non-human Iceborn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of a big deal at the time.
I mean, there's not a lot of non-human champions out of I guess there's weird demigod champions out of the Freljord, but most of them tend to be people, right? There's very little.
Yeah.
He's the only troll that we know, really, aside from some randos.
So she gives him his club, which is an Iceborn weapon. What is the name?
Bone
Shiver?
Shiver.
Bone Shiver. I did
Bone
remember.
Shiver's
Lucky
ready.
Yeah, it's literally all I can think of. I only know who that is because of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. Yeah, he gets Bone Shiver, leaves the cavern. I don't know if anything else happens in that conversation. I don't really feel like it. He goes back to his old, crew, kills the chieftain, and they're like, okay, well, guess you're in charge now.
We don't have any ideas to the contrary, so I guess it's you.
Makes sense. Tracks for me. Yeah.
And that's all I remember about Trundle. Did anything happen after that?
I don't
Oh,
think
I
so.
don't
They're
think
just
it's,
Okay. Damn, I did remember Trundle lore.
Yeah, look at
you got it nailed
Hell
down.
yeah.
The
Easy
Trundle
peasy.
expert.
Right at less than 24 hours ago.
Yeah. I don't know. I like reading this bio a lot. I think bios, they tend to be pretty dry and kind of like whatever. This one was kind of a lot like, it's fun. It's kind of funny when it's the way it talks about things. I couldn't help but think of like, man, Riot. I know, like having babies has fucked up our brain chemistry because all I can think about is like, this should be the board book, the Trundle board book of like, right? Like, oh, the other trolls don't like, even the way it's written is sort of like the other trolls didn't make sense. They smashed their heads and gnashed their teeth. Like it's just like,
You're right,
God,
yeah.
it flows so naturally for like a little children's tale of trolls. I don't know.
Oh, he's so good.
It's
Yeah.
very much like it's from the point of view of troll. It's like what it feels like.
Yeah.
Because there's, talk of meek humans and whatnot, which I like.
I did kind of assume that Trundle was like the biggest of the trolls, just based on, one, I guess, the fact that he's king, and two, the cinematic with Rise, where he seems very big. But it was interesting to find out that he was just kind of like the nerd of the troll worlds, not the biggest
not
at
the
all.
biggest one.
They say he's. The thing is, you expect him to be either the biggest or the smallest, right? He's either the biggest troll or the smallest, but the cleverest. But they say in like the short story, he's big for a troll. He's a big troll. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted, right? He's just not.
He's
biggest.
big for a southern troll. Let's
Southern
be clear.
troll. Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's the thing is like I said, I expected him to be the smallest, like weakest troll, but he's also the smartest troll, and that's what makes him the actual like king of everybody. Is that he can trick everyone, but he's also just fucking
He's not the
big.
Rengar of the trolls.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Rengar of the trolls, right? That's a good way of describing it. But yeah, it's very fun.
Nice average sized. That's
Trolldeluxe.
that's
Yeah,
the,
we said it.
That's the
Right.
nickname he doesn't prefer.
Average size. Average size
He
Trundle.
prefers Troll King, not average sized Trundle.
That's why he decided he was the
Regular
king.
sized Trundle. Yeah.
Oh, I did leave out the whole part where he declared himself king. That was my bad. But
Oh, yeah.
he
He is
just sort
king
of
now.
is like, I am king now. And they're like, all right.
Yeah, whatever.
What's a
man.
king?
Right? It do be like that though. Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I don't have a lot to like say about it. Just that like I wish more bios were written like this with the champion voice kind of feeding in a little,
Yeah.
or just the writing
Yeah.
having a little flavor to it. It's fun.
And it was clear, it was like consistent. Because I know we've had some complaints in the past where like the character voice pops in for like the last sentence after having not been present the entire fucking story.
Yeah, yeah,
But this was nice and consistent throughout,
Yeah.
for sure.
without being overbearing.
Yeah, and it's very simple, very straightforward. Which I guess Trundle kind of needs to be. You know, he's smart for a troll, but he's, as we'll often see, he's not that smart. Like, you know, he's pretty average, I guess. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of notes for this.
Yeah, not a lot for the
Yeah,
that.
me neither.
The short story was called A Feast Fit for a King by Graham McNeil.
So it's
I'll
not
be
that
honest,
short of a short story.
I was not expecting a Graham McNeil story for Trundle.
For
neither.
Trundle?
For Trundle?
Yeah.
Trundle?
Y'all pulled out the big guns for Trundle.
Hey, I really liked it. I found it to be. I
It's
really
really
liked
good.
it. Yeah.
It
I
was
really
great.
Right?
And I don't think I've seen... I haven't seen this side of Graham McNeil before, I don't think.
It's true. I would be
It's sort
curious
of
to go back through his whole
lighter.
his oeuvre and try and find anything else that was kind of this like tone, I guess I would say. But yeah, it's so it follows Trundle. It opens with Trundle kind of trudging through a blizzard, and he's got this big sack of rotting meat with him, and we. Okay, so like the trolls are gross, right? The trolls are like gross, like a 12-year-old boy is gross, right? Where it's like, ugh, stinky, rotting meat. Yes, delicious. Gross snot. Yeah, and it's like, it's throughout the story. But the reason he's trudging up to the north is because there's some other troll named Yetu who has been saying, hey, I'm the king of the trolls. And Trundle cannot have that shit. So he's trudging up. He's kind of scanning the horizon because he can kind of sense something's off. And he sees, there's a couple of trolls who are trying to ambush him. He smashes one of them and takes the other one as sort of his like, he kind of, not hostage, but like, hey, you tell me what's going on, tell me where I can find Yetu and guide me to him. A troll named Sligu. So Trundle and Sligu go to where Yetu is posted up, and the whole time he's sort of hearing about how Yetu is just, you know, big as a mountain, you know, he's got boulders like fists, etc., etc., etc. Trundle sort of bribes and smashes his way into where Yetu is at, and Yetu is indeed huge. He is very big and very scary. And Trundle's like, well, my plan A was to just smash this guy the moment I saw him. That's not going to work. So let's do plan B. And plan B is that Trundle sort of is like, well, you think you're king? I think I'm king. We'll have a contest. And the contest is an eating contest. We'll just keep eating and eating and eating, and whoever is still alive is the king. And Yetu's like, yeah, sure, I'm a giant fucking troll. You're small. Fuck you. I can do this. So he takes the sack that he's brought with him of rotting meat. He empties it out. They bring a bunch of other food, and they start eating. And it's these gross descriptions of just like rotting meat and squishy innards and just all sorts of stuff that isn't even describable. And as he's doing it, they're eating back and forth. Trundle is kind of surreptitiously, like, he takes the sack and he kind of sneakily wraps it around himself a little bit. And as he's kind of eating, he'll sometimes start putting food into the sack, kind of around where his neck is at, kind of hiding it in there. And as he's doing this, he notices, Sliggoo sees what I'm doing and is not saying anything. Sliggoo might be a little smarter than I gave him credit for. But they're eating. They're both kind of getting a little, like, very full. And then Trundle's like, time to make room for seconds. So he takes a knife and he cuts open the sack, and all the food spills out. And he's like, there we go. Now I can eat more. And Yetu, not to be outdone, is like, fuck you. I'm a king of trolls. I'm going to open up room for more food. And cuts his own stomach open and then realizes, oh, fuck, that's actually going to kill me. And then dies.
That part's also pretty grotesquely described.
Oh, yeah. His innards are, like, falling out and shit. And he's trying to plug them back in. He's like, that doesn't feel good. But Yetu kind of obviously dies off, and Sliggoo comes over and is like, okay, I'm going to join up with you. Trundle's the winner, everybody. And Trundle is now the king of trolls, at least for this big northern clan. I don't know. That's kind of where it ends.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, I want to know more about Sliggoo and
what's he up to?
What they're up to.
What's
because Sliggoo kind of egged on the Yetu even. He was like, "Oh, you're gonna let him beat you like that or something like that."
Troll.
Southern troll.
right?
Which like I think was the push that Yetu needed to slice his own stomach open.
Mm-hmm. I love how dumb the trolls are. Like. There's all these instances of the trolls being just idiots, and it's fucking hilarious. Like,
it's so good.
Yeah.
It's like a D&D group of full barbarians or something like that.
I do love it.
Which really made me want to do that one day.
It's great. There's this bit where Trundle, he shows up and he's talking shit with Yetu, and Trundle's like, oh yeah, well I took a bite out of the moon when I came over here, and all the other orcs, all the other trolls are like, whatever, he's talking shit, and then he points up, he's like, oh, check it out, and it's a crescent moon, and they're like, oh fuck, he did it. Oh no, he actually did.
Oh whoa.
Hold the fuck up.
Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's courted the entire fucking
I have no idea what the fuck you're
court.
talking about, but just the words you just said are funny.
Such a nerd. I love him so much.
It's a classic, y'all.
All right, I'll take
Guy gets sent back in time from Connecticut to King Arthur's court, and then they were going to execute him, but he was like, no, I will blot out the sun, because he knew that there was going to be an eclipse that day. And
I like how
is this required reading in Connecticut?
I don't know, they didn't make me read it when I got my driver's license, but like I don't know.
It's one of those. I don't even think it's from. I think it's like someone in England or someone. I don't remember who wrote it, but it's one of those. It's one of those classics. Also, I think they use the same shtick in that the movie version of it, where they send a kid back in time to King Arthur's court.
Ooh,
I forget the name of it, but
I think it's called The Kid in King Arthur's Court.
The kid in King Arthur's court, probably.
Pretty sure.
It's a Yankee still, but he's like a baseball player and stuff.
Okay, that doesn't count. It doesn't count. But yeah,
it was very good though.
Yeah, they're very funny. Like the fact that Sliggoo has a brother who's also named Sliggoo, and Trundle is like, "Hey, how about one of you is Big Sliggoo and the other one's Little Sliggoo?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, duh. Now we can figure out who's who."
They were so excited.
They got there, and he's like, "It's me, Sliggoo." Like, which Sliggoo? Like, you're the other Sliggoo, the one that's not you.
I know, right?
And he was like, your brother, idiot.
Your brother. Oh, yeah. That guy. Come on in. Fuck. There's this bit at the start where Trundle, like, he's scanning the horizon because he can tell something's not right. And he's like, yeah, I can see that there's a couple of snowdrifts that are a little too big and a little too normal. And also they've got a foot sticking out of them. Yeah. And like one of the trolls like pokes like his fingers through, like it's like Three Stooges shit. And it's like there's just the two eyes poking through the snow. Fucking hilarious to me. I don't know.
Yeah, he like hit the other one on the head with the club, and he was just like, "I think I'm dead."
Oh, the "I think I'm dead" was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although that's where he went wrong, because this is fucking Runeterra. You just have to not think you're dead.
That's, you know what? Again, this is like just more evidence that like if he had really I think I'm actually alive, he might have actually just survived. They say that about the
Also,
other.
like one of them like swung at him too, like a club, but he like dodged out of the way, and the guy was so fucking confused.
Really confused by that.
Wait, but you're supposed to be dead because I swung the club and I swung it where you was.
Yeah.
Why is he from Brooklyn?
That's
I
where
don't know.
trolls are
It's,
from.
they're northern
You know what? To
trolls.
be fair, old Trundle lore. That's where I'm getting the
Yeah,
troll accent
that's
from.
true, right? Fuck me.
They also gave me. I don't know if you guys have ever watched any of the Mugger videos from like Viva La Dirt League. All the trolls give me big Mugger vibes. I'm a Muggum.
I'll take your. I gotta check it out. I've never
Yeah,
never even heard of what you're talking about. You're dropping so many.
Viva La Dirt League.
No,
You should watch it. You would like it.
I'm uncultured. You'll have to
very
excuse me.
They're really short, like little skits about
Video games.
video games, RPGs. I had like a stint where they did PUBG for a while. That was really funny.
Oh, okay.
That's good,
Yeah, I'll
though.
check it
But a
out.
lot of times they're RPGs.
Yeah, they make fun of muggers in MMOs though. But anywho, also they say that the big old troll was dumb, but like he had a pretty good strategy for taking over that one area. It said he smoked out the trolls of the ice cave glacier by eating a load of cave mushrooms and elnuk dung, blocking the cave entrance and letting loose a bum ripper down their air hole.
You
Which
know,
also,
There
that's
were
poetry.
a lot of
Right?
toots in this one.
A bum ripper down the air hole.
I did like that better. I've found about myself, I don't like the word fart. I think there's other ways that we can describe this.
and we know
they
at least
did
one now.
Bum ripper. I do like that.
That's pretty good.
But they do say fart another time when they're in the eating contest, and Trundle bum ripped real good before slicing the sack. Bum ripped real good before slicing the sack is my new favorite sentence.
you know, I want to stick on this point of farts and bum ripping because, like, Rise of the Sentinels is really bad, right? And
Well, I don't know. I think we're coming around to
Maybe
it.
it's
aren't we?
actually
Maybe
good.
the
I don't
Olaf
know.
farting was good.
but that's the thing, right? It's like, okay, if you really want to have a scene where somebody is farting from every orifice, you're in the Freljord. Trolls seem to do that as like that's how they breathe. They just fart from every pore they've got, right? Couldn't you have run into
They don't
Trundle?
have that. They don't have that politeness and shame that we do. That was beaten into us by our parents. You know,
Exactly.
where
Right?
you hold it in all day until your tummy hurts, and then you go to bed, and then it all comes out.
And who would be more than willing to help stop another king because he's the only king? Trundle, right? Trundle. I'm just saying Trundle would have been a great
I
pick
love
for Rise of the
that.
Sentinels.
That would have been really funny. Is that he just wants to fight with the Sentinels because he's like, hang on, I'm the king though.
I'm the
I'm
fucking
king. Me.
right? Yeah. So
There was a moment when Trundle was approaching that ambush, by the way, where he's like, he stopped thinking so hard for now. He was going to need all his best thinking later, which is literally just me at work every day when I plan on playing
That's okay.
TFT afterwards.
there's been a lot of fart talk this episode. I think
Oh,
it's
no,
what
Mark
what's
froze.
messed
Mark
with
froze.
the internet
I can tell
connection.
because he didn't laugh at your really funny joke.
I'm sorry. I'm back,
okay.
and I'm
He's
sorry
back.
I missed whatever it is you said.
It was hilarious. You're going to have to watch the replay.
Okay, great. I will.
Also, there was a moment where after I think Sliggoo had done something, but Trundle was like, Sliggoo might only be little, but sooner or later he might get some big ideas. Trundle should be a motivational speaker, you know? I feel like I could see that on a poster in an
You
office
might be
building.
little, but might get big ideas. But then they're calling you little. That's a little mean.
It's not.
But you
the
got big
meanest thing I've
ideas.
been called at work.
Aww. Why are people calling you at work?
They don't want to talk about it.
Who the fuck said something?
Who's been? Yeah.
So there Trundle has a quote here when he is going into the battle, basically, where he says, "It'll be a battle of wits," said Trundle. Then under his breath, "Lucky for me, it looks like you're unarmed." Which, like, you know, obviously people say that a lot and it's not a big deal, but Trundle, you know, he's never heard a person say that. Trundle came up with that.
Came
shit.
up with it, yeah.
Like off the dome, which is impressive.
That's true.
Right? You can see like the like veins on his head, like, oh, come on, what's the line? Like bulging, straining to think of it. Also, can we talk about foot stuff for this story?
No.
I mean, it depends on the content. What type of foot stuff you want to talk
talking about? The crunchy toes?
They're talking about crunchy toes. Yeah, at some point, Sliggoo is telling Trundle about all of the feats of Yetu. And he's like, and then he ate some chieftain from the knees up. And Trundle's like, why from the knees up? The feet have good eating. And as Sliggoo's talking about it, Trundle's like, he's like side-eyeing Sliggoo's feet. And he's like, I don't know, man. He's got those long toes and crunchy nails. And that's what Trundle's kind of into. Sliggoo's more of a finger troll himself, but he will get into the feet every now and then.
Yeah.
Just wants to slobber all over him.
He likes to mix things up.
I mean, it was a good thing I read
He's
this
a
yesterday
switch.
that I had this moment. I'm like, why are you making a switch? Like, how are you making eating toes sound appetizing right now? Because it kind of was.
It's like, maybe I'm into the feet stuff. I don't know.
Do I want to eat
Do
toes?
I want to eat toes? He made him sound like bugles or something.
And that's what they taste like. You don't know. But
Maybe.
yeah, really a lot of fun. It's really gross and it's like
It was a lot of fun.
they really played with it. It was just like, God, thank you, Riot, for like having some idea of like it's just gonna be gross and like even the cave that they go in through like the nose, and for some reason the icicles are green like boogers and shit. It's like, yeah, fuck it, right? Tons of fun.
Yeah.
Really liked it.
Yeah, highly recommend when you don't have an upset stomach.
Yeah. Yeah. That's basically canon Trundle.
Yeah.
Do we know, like, what Lissandra's plan is here? Is she just going to use the trolls? Is she...
Yeah, I think they're
she's
just kind
just
of like
gonna
an
use
army
them.
for her.
For her. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have some
Yeah,
interactions
seemingly,
in...
like...
I was gonna say they have interactions in Runeterra that really reinforces that Trundle's just a tool. That's like he thinks he's smart, but he's not that smart, you know. So she can kind of take advantage of him, I suppose.
He'll probably realize at some point, and then that won't go well for Lissandra, I assume. Well, I don't think Trundle could take her, but I
Who
think
knows?
trolls could probably turn on
Who
her.
knows?
Yeah, I think the only issue I had was like we've done like Sejuani and Ash and Lissandra and all of this, and at no point did threats of trolls ever come up. I feel like
They're like
Yeah.
kind of mentioned in the periphery at all times. Just
Yeah.
like, oh, there's trolls in these parts. Like, neat. Trolls sacked a city. Forever away.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, it's just like I don't know if the trolls are gonna fit into this story and how, and if they're gonna stick with that. If we're ever gonna get the Void event at all, or if it's gonna be in the Freljord. I guess we'll know in Songs of Nunu. I'm curious if
I'm excited.
Yeah,
trolls
we
will
will
be in
see.
In like
I am
5
excited because
days.
yeah, right. I do like that pairing a lot. It's like
Oh, no. Oh.
okay, stick with me, right? It's like Kingdom Hearts 2, like Pete and Maleficent,
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
but I think done way better, right? Like,
Okay.
or at least like
All right. I can see
I
that.
think it could work, right? Because Trundle is written. I like Trundle's lore. I think it's well executed. So having Trundle be this kind of dopey idiot who's her right hand man, and she's just like this. Oh, there's a. I would love in that Nunu trailer. It like pulls back, right? She's like, "Ooh, there's a darkness brewing," and then Trundle's there, like, "It's not dark, it's light." You know, it's like you fucking idiot, Trundle.
he's like Kronk.
yes, exactly,
for his new
right?
group.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'd like them to play with that more, maybe.
Yeah,
That
it'd
is
be
fun. I would like to see more of that. Alrighty.
You want to hear about some old Trundle?
I do.
I get maybe. Apparently it's icky though.
Generations ago, a twisted necromancer known as Hackalin, the Bone Crafter, attempted to enslave the Rugosk tribe. Don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Don't fucking care. Let's rearrange the letters, though. What does it make? I don't see anything. It doesn't spell troll. These trolls are considerably
Mark's got
more... Oh, no.
I'm back. I'm here. I didn't even leave.
Internet is-
today.
Not going great today.
Oh, never mind. I'm not here. Oh, I am here.
His window's lighting up like he's
Yeah,
talking.
it's like he's talking.
It says I'm here.
He thinks
Oh,
he's
there.
people. Oh, there
I
we
hear
go.
you now.
Okay.
Oh, now we see your video.
Okay,
Yeah, you
great.
just were gone for a sec.
These trolls are considerably more gentle than their ill-mannered brethren, although still uncouth by human standards. The Rugosk fought tooth and nail against the necromancer, ultimately driving him from their land, but as a parting gift, Hakelin inflicted the trolls with a leprous disease, forever cursing the members of the tribe. The leprosy would have rotted their flesh away to nothing, were it not for a troll's natural ability to regenerate. Caught forever in a hideous, rotting state, the Rugosk endured their curse while desperately in search of a cure. They never found one, but a wise Rugosk shaman learned that he could magically bind the disease to a single troll, provided that the troll could bear the weight of the entire tribe's curse upon himself. However, there was no such troll, until the birth of Trundle. His ability to regenerate is so profound that it appeared as if it did not carry the disease at all. As Trundle grew, he came to understand his gift and what it could do for his people. So when he came of age, he took the curse from his tribe in a baptism of searing agony. And through the shaman's ritual, Trundle became a horrifying creature whose flesh constantly sloughs off his body, only to be regrown in an unremitting cycle. He has joined the League of Legends, in hopes of eventually finding someone who could dispel the heinous curse completely.
And people liked this lore?
Well, can y'all hear me? Am I still here?
Yes.
Okay, great, awesome. I don't know what's going on. I think it's not just this. It is the judgment, I think, is what really cemented people's enjoyment of Trundle, I will say.
Okay.
Yes.
Because there's a big
And
turn for him as a character.
there is, which I feel like is also then kind of ignored in the Journal of Justice later, but it's...
I mean, I don't know. Whatever. We can talk. We can go through it, and then we can talk about whether or not it's good. I don't know. I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll let you take it away.
Sure. The judgment. The judgment's the big piece for old Trundle. Because so Trundle goes in to get his mind checked out, make sure he's cool. I don't know. Whatever. He gets in there, and they start doing the old like memory thing, and it's him doing the ritual to get the old sloughing put into him. And what we kind of find out is that in this one, he was the Rengo of the trolls, where he was the smallest, and everyone bullied him and kind of picked on him. And they kind of told him, like, hey, when you do this, you're going to be a fucking hero because you're going to save the whole tribe. And initially, that was the response. And then after they did it, because he's so gross, no one wants to hang out with him or even bully him. And he's like, I kind of wish I was still just getting bullied because at least people would interact with me. And instead, he's kind of stuck alone. And so the summoner who's doing the whole thing is like, how does it feel to expose your mind? Trundle, whatever. But then he's like, hey, Trundle, what if I told you that I can cure your thing? And not only can I cure your thing, because I'm a fucking summoner, no big deal. Consider the fact that your tribe, if I don't cure this, is actually going to die. Because what has happened is that they were spent so long being afflicted that their body like grew to almost like symbiotic kind of with it. And without that curse, their bodies don't regenerate at all. Like I guess like I don't know, the normal cell process of living doesn't work no more. Science,
yeah.
Whatever, right?
Mitochondria.
Right, yeah. Riboflavin, etc. So if you don't cure it, the whole tribe is in fact going to die. What do you think about that? And for a second, Trundle's like, okay, if I do this and then explain it to them, then they'll really see me as the hero, etc. And then he's kind of like, nah, you know what? That's the old naive Trundle thinking. Fuck them. You know what? Let me stay all cursed, and they can suck an egg. And I guess I'm in the League of Legends now. I don't know.
There are friends here.
Yeah.
People will have to be around me if I'm in the league.
Yeah, I guess. But that's the turn, is that he is offered the cure and decides not to at the expense of his whole tribe, because he kind of got tricked, bullied, etc. into it. There's a lot of naivete that drove his decision, we'll say.
Did Trundle look really gross?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I'm trying to remember.
He looks. Some of it's that it's an old splash, and he just looks like a big blob
Right?
of poop. And some of it is that like in the splash, like I think half of his face is just musculature. It's not drawn like terribly detailed. Like his skin is supposed to be just missing.
Yeah.
I see, yeah.
I will say, I like the execution of his current lore a lot. It's a lot of fun. I could see this sort of character maybe having more potential. Like this sort of tragic character who was kind of like this is something I want to steal for like a tabletop at some point of like someone who is like got this terrible thing happening, but they're completely naive to the fact that they're being used, I guess. That I'm open to. But we're talking about a bio and a judgment. It's like there's not a lot here ultimately.
Yeah. And then we get into the Journal of Justice.
Yeah.
Where immediately off the bat, his first time showing up in the Journal of Justice, in this article, issue 10, we find out that the Rugosk tribe, after having been preyed upon during their time that they were cursed and pushed out of their ancestral lands, have now begun to fight to reclaim them. Now that the curse is lifted, and they're being led by Trundle to do so, which is weird, given that we found out in the judgment just a moment ago that he's being bullied, and Trundle does not give a shit about them.
Yeah, but the thing is that this is one of those ones that's written by a Noxian correspondent, right? Because they even talk about how, like, oh, they sent out one of their top guys, the same necromancer, old bone crafter or whatever, to go try and figure it out. And so I assume that this is not actual reality. This is the Noxians trying to put a spin on the Rugosk, trying to, like, I don't know, fight them off or some bullshit, right? That's how I interpreted it, because they treat it as like, because even in the bio it's like, hey, the Rugosk are pretty peaceful. They're gross, but they're not like mean or anything. They're not aggressive. And then this one's are like, oh no, these trolls are fucking us up, and Glorious Noxus will not stand for that shit. So I don't know. Yellow journalism at its finest, I suppose. I don't know.
And the only other time he shows up is issue 30, where it said, Trundle, since your entry into the League, you've borne the curse of the Rugosk tribe alone, seeking a means of dispelling it entirely. Within the League, there seem to be many champions capable of fairly potent healing magic. Soraka, for instance. Have you spoken with her or with any other champions versed in curative magic about the burden you bear? If not, do you plan to? And do you have anything to say to those summoners that insist upon you using your curse as a weapon? And this is another one where, like, you know, the summoners, or there's like a person kind of going in between. They get the letter, then they ask the champion. So it then goes on to say, there are not materials abundant enough in the universe to build what I'd consider to be a comfortable barrier separating me from Trundle. In terms of things I make a point of avoiding, he falls somewhere between my work and the clawed rabid beast that a woman I once dated turned into whenever I elected to forego her trifling needs like birthday gifts or mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Fucking women, am I right?
Fortunately for you, I have no trouble sending Olivia into what I'm now terming the underbelly of Filthmare. And this is where we get Trundle's clearly Brooklyn accent. You gotta understand something, summoners. It's a curse, not a wound. Yeah, it looks bad, and you'd think you could just slap a healing spell on it and it'd clear right up, but it ain't so simple. Believe me. Good thing is, though, healing spells will help me out, ease the pain a little. And Soraka, I'd never go asking for a handout, but Soraka's almost too generous. Good healing magic's like a good massage, I'm telling ya. And nobody's gonna give me a massage these days.
Aww.
Yeah, it's okay.
Wants to touch his gross skin.
That should be
While
his...
it sloughs off.
Ew. I'd choose not to consider it. I don't want to think about that anymore. Oh, I'm gonna choose not to. That should be his accent, though. Even now, it should still be. Right? He's so goofy.
Cowards.
Yeah, they won't.
And there is technically a short story that's not canon anymore because of the other people that are mentioned in it, and like their version isn't canon anymore. But as far as I can tell,
it's like
Trundle's
Quinn one, right?
part in this, Journey into the Freljord. Quinn scouting the Freljord, she finds out Trundle's rallying the trolls together as their new king and raiding villages loyal to Ash. So that all seems like stuff that could definitely be happening still.
Yeah, in Runeterra, there's clear... The Avarosans are very specifically the targets of the trolls. So it seems like that's something they've kept up with, which is fine, whatever. In fact, In Runeterra, there is something I like, which is that there's a bunch of other troll cards. They're all friends with Trundle, except for one. This one called like Tarkaz. I looked it up. Hold on, what is it? Tarkaz the Tribalist, who is bros with Tryndamere because they both like fighting so much, and all the other trolls don't like him. And I think that's a really fun idea that you got this big fuck off troll who just like bros out with Trynd and fights all the other trolls. I don't know. Makes me smile.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. On the subject of old lore, also, there's an older version of his bio, which is post rework, that I liked a little more because instead of like after getting kicked out and just wandering around and kind of accidentally stumbling into Lissandra, he sort of leaves with purpose, saying that like, well, if a troll chieftain or king should have a cool fucking ancient magical weapon, and I'm gonna go get that. And they're like, okay, whatever, Trundle, whatever. So instead of finding Lissandra accidentally, he seeks her out and sort of like through a mix of brute force and cleverness gets to her, and then he's the one who proposes, hey, how about you give me a cool weapon and I'll be the troll king and I'll give you the troll army. So I like that a little more because he's just a little more like he's taking actions and he has like more of a purpose rather than kind of stumbling into it, But
Yeah, I like that.
it's a minor thing. That's all.
He's also in a few cinematics. One canon one, and one just kind of advertisement. But in Call of Power, we only see Trundle in here for like half a second. All he does is run up and roar at Rise, but we do get to see his relative size in comparison to Rise, and he big.
Mm-hmm.
He can fit Rise up in that mouth of his. He's big.
Sure, right? If you play your cards right, you might get up in that mouth. You got the right type of feet.
Not not in a sexy way, but maybe.
But maybe if you're into that, I don't know.
Just have tempting feet.
Rise Trundle fanfic, folks. Point me in that direction. Tries hard.
I see it.
Tries. Shut the fuck up, man. Yeah, trolls are fucking big, dude. Can I just say?
I wouldn't want to, walk into one in a cold alley.
Oh, it's so cold in here. I hope there's not a troll here.
Now, who's also in There Will Be Mayhem, which is the 2016 All-Stars trailer, which is, the Fire vs. Ice All-Stars year, and Trundle is on the side of ice. So there you go. And I got a few quotes of his here, too. He's got one that says, the trolls are going to war, which could be a direct reference to Lord of the Rings Two Towers, when the Ents say, the Ents are going to war. All the Ents don't say it. Treebeard says it specifically.
When other Ents start saying it, it's like, oh, you're doing a thing. Never mind, sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Along that same line, he's got a quote, ha ha ha, sunlight? Really? To, I think, probably Leona. But probably a reference. I mean, could just be Hobbit, could just be, general troll mythology that trolls turn to stone in the sunlight.
I assume it's Hobbit. We've already got one Lord of the Rings thing going on, right? But
why not two?
Why not two, right?
But yeah, that's I think that's canon.
Yeah.
Canon Trundle.
Yeah.
You want to hear about some very non-canon Trundle?
I
do.
Look up his skins. You sound like you do.
No, I desperately do, actually.
Oh, oh shit. All right. Well, first up, we got The Grind, Day Job. It's a living. This is a Lil Slugger Trundle. Unable to let go of being rejected from the major and minor leagues, Trundle has joined a Little League team after saying he was 13 years old on an admission form. Trundle is an 11-foot-tall ice troll who enjoys allying with evil wizards and biting people to death. Practice has been interesting.
That's fucking great. Oh, shit.
Really good
I love
one.
that.
Fun fact about this one, the number 86 on the back of his shirt represents 1986, the year C.G. Samu, who is the artist who worked on him, was born.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Me too. It's probably for both of us.
Yeah, I think that's probably it, actually.
Yeah.
Is he also born on the same day? Do we share a birthday with him, too?
Right? So many people. Do you remember when Jesse was in player support too, and we had 3 of us that shared a fucking June 9th?
Fun fact, everyone at Riot, all born on the same day.
All born
Not the same
June.
year, but...
Yeah, I remember trying to fit all 3 of your names on a birthday cake once.
Just throw some letters on there, right?
Yeah.
Next up, we got another grind, y'all. This one's Cops and Robbers.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Nobody puts in the work like the Piltover Police Department. Who else can lock up the most sugar-laden donuts inside their merciless stomachs, rack up the highest of overtimes, and ignore even the most menial of paperwork? The criminals may be taking advantage of it, but even they wish they had the same work ethic. This one's Constable Trundle. Constable Trundle's definition of keeping the peace translates to barking insults at jaywalkers, haphazardly placing cones in the street, and perhaps worst of all, plundering donuts from all the local bakeries. Needless to say, this behavior results in some very stern browbeatings from Piltover Yard.
Yeah, we gotta stop. You gotta stop saying the word donut. It's making me want one so fucking bad.
Well, it's bad luck, y'all, because there's also a short story for this one
God, this has a short story.
called The Heist, which is basically just a fancy skin promotion. But basically, Constable Trundle and Captain Volibear are trying to catch some thieves. Safecracker Evelyn and Pickpocket Twitch, in case you're curious. They promise to have these thieves thrown in the slammer just as soon as they finish their donuts. And find them, because they haven't found them yet. So after staking out the completely wrong address, accidentally wiretapping themselves, and then trying to tail a couple suspicious individuals while dressed in full uniform, Captain Volibear and Constable Trundle finally caught the criminals. An innocuous pink ward accidentally dropped by our bravest officers as they played hide-and-seek detected the pair of thieves, who dastardly demands included a deal on legacy skins.
Whoa!
Fucking lock 'em up.
With Safecracker Evelyn and Pickpocket Twitch now in custody, we're pleased to announce that the legacy skins, joined by a few extras, will be entering the Skin Protection Program and secured back in our watertight legacy vault. Act fat. Guys, where are Twitch and Evelyn? Well, this is awkward. Looks like we've got work to do, again. In the meantime, act fast if you're looking to secure some of these skins before they're locked away. And remember, summoners, crime doesn't pay.
They really have one joke with these guys. They're like, donuts.
Donuts.
Donuts and dumbness.
Sure. It's fine.
Oh, that would be their romance novel, man.
Donuts and
Donuts and dumbness.
The do's and the donuts.
Oh, that's so much better.
Pretty good. That's pretty good. I kind of like it.
Such a piece of shit. Why do I even talk?
This is
Damn,
fun. This is fun.
Tell me where that Trundle at you, Laura. What's going on?
Highway heretics, road warrior.
It was a joke. God, a girl can't make fun of herself anymore.
We got Junkyard Trundle, the self-proclaimed king of the wasteland's endless, irradiated junk heaps. Trundle saunters about his vast kingdom, flanked by a small army of sycophantic thugs. Any travelers discovered in his domain are subjected to painfully theatrical displays of grandeur, then beatings, then death.
Ow.
Not necessarily in that order.
We're very, very lucky. Yeah.
And then we got Worldbreaker. In the end, the moon will smother the sun, and in that hopeless dawn, 4 titans will rise to shatter the world itself. This one's Worldbreaker Trundle. The second of 4 titans prophesied to shatter the world. It has been foretold that Trundle will appear when the moon smothers the sun. In that darkness, he will rise up in the north, blanketing all of creation with frost until the land is cold and silent. And this has a Legends of Runeterra level up, too. From the frigid tundra, Brute of Ice will saunter forth, his eyes aglow with malice. He will reign as Trundle, the chilling behemoth, entombing entire civilizations in frost. Bury the land in frost, and Trundle shall raise up colossal pillars of ice, reclaiming mankind's heights for his own. Those are all prophecies of the first destruction.
I don't think I ever really see this one.
Yeah, I think people like the other skins more. I don't know.
Yeah, he's definitely got better ones.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Dragon World, and I am pleased to announce I'm not an idiot.
No,
They're-
you're not an
they're-
idiot.
Okay. Good.
Last week's cut off in the middle, that's how it's written.
Oh, that was really funny, though.
Okay.
I think that I have added in the word that I think is missing there. Twice did Dragonfire consume the world. Twice from the embers were born heroes. I think is probably what it was supposed to say. Last week there was no born there, so it said twice from the embers were heroes, and then that was it.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God bless you.
He's a genius.
Yeah.
Well, I'm at least Trundle level.
Don't sell yourself
You're much
short.
better
Come
than
on.
Trundle, honey. Come on.
I could be Slew level. We got Dragon Slayer Trundle. The king of a clan of giant trolls, Trundle is a revered dragon slayer. Blessed with the ability to command the raw power of mountain ice, he defends his realm from death and destruction. Over the ages, surviving trolls have looked up to him as their fearsome leader in this world torn asunder by dragon fire.
Okay.
And then finally, Neighborhood
new?
Nightmare Fright Night.
This is very new.
That's from last
it feels
year.
new. I don't
Very
think
new.
this one I've
I
never
don't think
seen.
I've ever seen this.
I've seen World
Yeah.
Breaker
Took
once
me-
or twice.
It took me a really long time to find his face in this one. It's
Yeah,
like
right.
way up there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
I was looking like down here, and I was like,
He
bro,
has a lot of beard, more beard than
Yeah.
I would expect.
very werewolfy. I like it.
Bounding across the land on gargantuan frog legs, the Toadstool boarding house attracts lodgers of the most frightful variety. Regardless of where it settles, there's always a monster in need of a place to stay, and Mother Glask is always there to welcome them into the family with open arms.
Girl.
And an endless labyrinth of rooms ensures that none are ever turned away. Yeah, and this one's Fright Night Trundle. Teenage Nightmare Trundle leaves everything distressed, but he won't lift a finger cleaning up his mess. Howling, growling, scowling, his chores he won't address, for he has a team or two of scareball players to impress.
So he's just like a 12-year-old boy here. He actually just is
Yeah.
like a gross teenage boy.
I love it.
This one.
Yo, his pizza looks good in
I-
that splash, man. I want that slice. I want that
I
za.
didn't even notice.
It's from the garbage, I know, but
I
I'm
think
sure
you
it still
need better
tastes good.
pizza, Mark.
I'm just very hungry, I think.
I think so. Because that pizza, I don't know.
Give me that saggy za,
That's
brah.
like za.
I'm from Jersey, though. I'm very snobby about my pizza.
Oh, there it is.
And we got some fun facts.
I'm
Sure.
so ready for them, honey.
Trundle is voiced by Joshua Tomar in League of Legends and Legends of Runeterra.
I know that guy because he shows up a bunch on a YouTube channel that I watch a ton of called Oni Plays.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Shout out to Oni Plays, I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
We're all just shouting out our favorite YouTube
Yeah,
channels
right.
today.
Whatever. What's
Or
the...
not.
You want to add one to the list?
Yeah.
Me? Do I watch YouTube?
You watch Twitch replays on YouTube.
Sometimes. Yeah.
So, shout out to Julian.
Julian.
There it is. Also voices Trundle, funny enough.
I like the McElroy games. The Donkey Kong Country.
For the record, that's where I got the idea for my Mega Man
Yeah.
Oh,
stream.
okay.
They started with Super Mario World, where they each control either movement, jump, or speed, which was really funny
Yeah.
and so frustrating to watch.
For the record, we beat Mega Man way fucking faster.
Is Mega Man a smaller game than Super Mario World?
Can't be.
Seems harder. I would
Probably
think
is.
it's harder.
Well, Super Mario World just got a lot of levels.
It's got a lot of
That's
levels,
true,
I'll
that's
give
true.
him that. Before his rework, Frozen Domain was called Contaminate. and that name was later reused by Twitch for his E ability for his rework.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Since his introduction, Trundle went nearly 2 years before being subject to any balance changes on any of his skills or stats. He got his first changes in the Shadow Isles patch in October 2012.
Damn. Nice job,
Yeah.
balance team, I suppose.
Ice, suppose. Prior to his biography update, it was thought that the term Iceborne only applied to human. So yeah, I mentioned this. He was kind of the first one. His interaction with Nocturne in Legends of Runeterra reveals that his biggest fear is his club melting.
Oh.
Trundle was the first champion to cost 4,800 IP. His hair resembles that of a troll doll's hair.
I don't think I ever noticed that.
Never thought about that, yeah.
Now imagine them singing and dancing like in the troll movies.
I love it. His recall animation is the famous Winter is Coming pose from Game of Thrones.
There's a pose?
Yeah.
There's a pose. Watch Trundle recall.
Oh, sure. Okay. I'll have to give it a look.
Over my dead body. Well, that's probably...
The area for Frozen Domain is currently, not counting global abilities, the largest AoE in the game.
Yeah.
Trundle, Karma, Lee Sin, and Sejuani are the only champions to feature a traditional skin representing them before their visual update. And his update was conceived while producing a Frost Troll skin. And his traditional skin actually features the original VO. And if you look at the splash, Trundle's old face is carved into his chair.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
his
pretty
little
good.
Chair, his armrests.
Kind of like that, actually.
Yeah, it's nice. I like the nods, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like Lollipoppy's face being in the background of her splash.
Yeah,
I love
for sure.
it. Trundle's dance references the dancing troll face. And fun fact about this, he will dance faster the more movement speed he has.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. I love his dance, man.
And finally, Trundle, Vayne, and Warwick are the only champions without any damaging area of effect abilities.
Interesting.
It's wild to me.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about. You would kind of think that would not be such a small list.
Right? I know, I literally read that and then I
You start thinking about it, right? That can't be right? But I guess that's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Those are the facts that are fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Well, that was Trundle. Thank you so much for listening. We have a Twitter, it's at Loreheads, and a Twitch, twitch.tv/Loreheads. John streams on Saturdays, TFT, and A-Rams with viewers.
Woo woo.
And then I generally stream Mondays. We all get really frustrated playing Summoner's Rift together. Depending on the day.
Sometimes it's fun.
Yeah, I always have fun.
Yeah, likewise.
It's fine. We can lose all night. Which we often do. What else do we have?
We have a
Discord. If you want to find some people to play League with or chat about the lore or whatever else, please join our Discord. And we have a Patreon. Thank you so much to all of our patrons.
But a very special thank you to our Medarda tier patrons. I have no bills to pay. Don't tell Bill I have it, though. I think he looks really funny without hair. Big Man Gnomes, King of Hearts, Mr. Dead, and I am a whittle baby.
This is just all you're going to get soon. There's just people making you say shit.
If you could make the names, shorter, that's even better. Because the longer the name, then I can't scroll on Patreon anymore. It breaks the scroll bar. But yeah, if you were in the Freljord and Trundle was side-eyeing your toes, I wouldn't let him have them.
Oh, because you'd want them all for yourself.
Please join us next week. While we talk about another king in the Freljord, in fact, the Barbarian King, Trindamere.
I forgot that's his
King
title.
off.
That's his title, I know.
Great. Fucking sweet.